Actually, no, evil is actually an argument for God. Why? Because objective evil presupposes objective good, and objective good requires God. You say, what do you mean? Because evil does not exist on its own. Evil only exists as a lack in a good thing. Evil is like cancer. If you take all the cancer out of a good body, you got a better body. What happens if you take all the body out of the cancer? It doesn't exist, can't exist. Evil is like rust in a car. If you take all the rust out of a car, you got a better car. What happens if you try and take all the car out of the rust? Doesn't exist. Evil can only exist as a parasite in a good thing. A totally moth-eaten garment is a hanger. It doesn't exist. So while evil is real, it can only exist in a good thing. And if it can only exist in a good thing, then goodness exists as the essential part of reality. And any deviation from goodness would be what we would call evil. Now, this was not lost on C.S. Lewis. C.S. Lewis was an atheist early on in his life because he went through World War I, the terrible war. And for a while, he thought there can't be a good God because there's too much injustice in the world. And then one day he had an epiphany, and he wrote it in the book Mere Christianity. Here's how he put it. He said, and as an atheist, my argument against God was that the universe seems so cruel and unjust. But how had I got this idea of just and unjust? A man does not call a line crooked unless he has some idea of a straight line. What was I comparing this universe with when I called it unjust? You see, there can't be a crooked line unless you know what a straight line is. You wouldn't know what injustice was unless you knew what justice was. Something can't be immoral unless something is. Something can't be not right unless something is. And that presupposes God. Otherwise, everything's just a matter of opinion. So, evil does not disprove God. It may show there's a devil out there, but it can't disprove God. You could look at it this way as well. The shadows prove the sunshine. In order to have shadows, you have to have sunshine. In other words, in order to have evil, you have to have good. Oh, you can have sunshine without shadows. You can have good without evil. But you can't have shadows without sunshine. You can't have evil without good. If evil exists, and everybody knows it does, then God must exist. Because if there is no God, that means there is no good, which means there is no evil.